Open letter to Yale argued that Trump's nomination of Kavanaugh is the president's way of overturning Roe versus Wade and making abortions illegal. The letter's authors said Kavanaugh's past opinions give us great concern that he will consistently prioritize the beliefs of third parties over the oppressed.
There's like central points of arguments for Republicans, and one of them is the pro-life stance. One interpretation that people pull in the pro-life argument to say that God holds you accountable for the murder of people. And you hear people say abortion is murder, murder. And they're saying in allowing government to enact abortions, even though you yourself are not getting an abortion, you are quote unquote you're standing by when other people are getting abortions, so therefore you are doing nothing when someone is being murdered, and in that you are also held responsible for that baby's murder. It's the extreme position. So
everyone in the world. I don't know why so few of them, conservatives, are supporters of Black Lives Matter. With that same line of thinking.
No.
But anyways.
Or even of the immigration, the children, of if all lives, if the whole thing is they're saying that life matters, but if that life matters, doesn't the life of a child, of a 14-year-old child who gets shot by the police matter? Yes. It is very hypocritical. I mean, if you think about it, if someone is telling you, if you don't do anything about abortion, you're going to be held responsible for all the millions of babies that are dead, and if that's your belief system, then you're kind of okay, fuck Trump saying grab him by the pussy, fuck Trump saying all this. If he's going to put a Supreme Court justice, and I swear if this happens, if he does that, then people are going to say his presidency was worth it. It was worth it for all these terrible other things to happen if we could get that one thing that's really important to his conservative base. And so I think if you're not in that mind, if you weren't taught that, if it's not something that you believe, which is something that I used to believe, I really thought I was going to be held accountable for the deaths of children, and that it was my job to vote and my job to make sure that this policy wasn't, that we made it not only difficult for women to have abortions, but made it illegal so that it wouldn't happen. But then you realize people are going to do them anyway. And you're right. You can't just pick and choose and say, okay, fine, I don't want the government, I don't want the schools to teach my kid this, but I do want the government to make sure that this happens. And so, okay, well, it doesn't make sense for people pro-life, but yet don't give a shit about the death penalty, or about seeing how the whole immigration separation of children, you don't see the pro-lifers being no, keep the children, it's all about the children, we're going to be held accountable for all the bad we do.
The crazy thing is that pro-lifers don't care about the life once it's born. Yes. They just want it to be born.